let's move into second half then. We mentioned before Jayden Danns. Let's talk about Jayden Danns. I'll start with you, Luke. There's just something about this kid. And it's the technique, the talent, the effort, the athleticism, the size. Like, it feels like he ticks a lot of boxes every time. We've seen him. He's delivered and he's impressed. There are certain players who just catch your eye, and he definitely catches your eye when he's on the pitch.
Yeah, he's hungry as well, and you can tell straight away he's hungry to be in the side. I think it's going to be a big January for him personally, I think, because if he doesn't go out on loan somewhere, he's going to need to get minutes because he's that good. So it's going to be really, really difficult. To be honest, I'm not sure what I'd do. I think I'd probably be in the camp of keeping him around the side, definitely, because I think he probably can play Darwin Núñez out the side. He's just so dangerous, and he's got that when he arriving late in the box, like the goal he scored, for example. That's a little bit of Jota in him, you know what I mean? Just that coming in, arriving late, being in the right place at the right time. He's just, Thierry Henry always goes on about it, that quote coming in, where you've got to be in between the sticks to score, and he just seems to always just about be there.
Yeah, and he started that move as well, didn't he? He's unbelievable.
The Manchester game, didn't he? We're not sure what the future is. You know, he had the injury, he had the back injury, because by all accounts he was going out on loan to Plymouth. Ironically, who were coming
playing now,
in a few weeks' time, and that might play a part in this as well, Jay. Like, Liverpool have got a lower league team in the next round. You might just keep him around for that. We don't know where we're at in months, a long time. But like I say, that was, you know, his third Liverpool goal now. He's only played 6 games. He's come off the bench, and some of them have been literally for minutes. You know,
6 games and one of them was a final as well.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm just working out now very, very quickly with my maths. I've got my calculator on my phone here, just working out. He's played a total of like 102 minutes roughly for Liverpool. He scored 3 goals, and he's just busy. Even in that final, he was really, you know, he has a chance, and he gets himself about. Like, again, he's 18, he's a kid, he's got all the time in the world ahead of him. But some lads just, I don't know, something triggers in your brain when you see them, like, yeah, this kid, and he's definitely got that.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I was so excited when he came on, because like I said before, I was sort of hoping he'd start. I think he definitely gets minutes against Plymouth now, 100%, and I think I agree with Luke. You know, you've got to keep hold of him now for the rest of the season.
I think his development, probably Luke needs him to go out on loan.
Yeah.
For him.
Oh, yeah,
for him. But from a selfish Liverpool point of view, I'd be like, yeah, mate, I don't know.
I want him in around this squad, because if touch wood, if something happens this season that we are going to love at the end of the season, we're lifting trophies, I want him around that, because he's already been around winning a final. And he, you know, played a big part in that as well. But I want him around. I want these lads around this, you know, winning league titles and winning European Cups, hopefully.
It's sort of like building a mentality in it to sort of carry
exactly.
on.
Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott were part of the squad when we won the league, and I do believe that's helped as well, because it's not like a growing up thing, but you think, God, I'm doing this now. I've got this hunger at such a young age.
He scored 3 goals. Granted, you know, all cup goals, FA Cup, wasn't it? It was 2 against Southampton, 1 against Accrington, Luke. But they've all, the first goal, remember, the little dink against Southampton was a lovely one. Two very similar goals, actually, where he's just in the right place for the rebound, tidying up mopping up the mess kind of thing. Like, you could go, that's luck, but it might not be luck. Like, is it lucky that the ball falls to him, or is it not? And what I would say on the weekend, actually, that he makes that look really easy. Like, first time, just sweeps it in, doesn't have to think about it, just gets it in the back of the net, gets off, whips the crowd up, and then counts them down, celebrating in the same moment. There might be a time. Listen, Liverpool got, at the time recording, 6 forward options. They've got loads of them. But you can be greedy and have 7, and you can be greedy and have 8, 9, 10. Like,
if they're playing well,
I think his career would benefit from a loan. But I think I would be very, very selfish if I was Liverpool and I was starting to go, mate, I promise you're playing against Plymouth. Get into training, stick around. You'll be on a couple of benches and stuff like that. We could do with you about, because there might be a moment when Liverpool need a big goal, and it might just be the magic that he can deliver.
Definitely, 100%. I just think it's so hard, isn't it? I constantly come here and just say we've got too many players, because you can't get enough of them in the side. Yeah. But the way the calendar's going, there's going to be that many games. I think he will get a few chances. If he was to go out on loan to the Championship, he'd probably play every game. And that's the hard decision you've got to make. Do you want him playing every game and coming back next season as a real option that's going to go on and kick on? Or do you want to keep him around and get that sort of mentality of, if we do go on and win something this year, he's in the squad and he can carry that over when he's a bit more of a senior player to relate to the younger players?
And also,
I agree with that. Loan in the summer.
I tend to agree. And also, like I say, when your number 9 is struggling, and there's no doubt about Liverpool's number 9 is struggling, Danns he becomes a viable option. And I love the attitude, Jay, in the interviews of like, you know, I'm not impatient, I get it, but I do want to play. Like he was like, I've been injured. So I think they asked him if you've been frustrated, and he was like, well, no, I've been injured.
Yeah.
But also, I really want to play games. And you can tell when he comes on, like the goal he scores, he starts that move.
Yeah.
Like he's tenacious in the tackle, he wins it, sprints forward, plays a good ball out wide, and then gets himself in the box. Like, yeah, it feels like there could be more games. Like we were all saying Plymouth in the league, in the FA Cup rather, but listen, there might be a Premier League game where you're struggling for a goal. Jurgen Klopp did it last year. Ironically, the Forest game, he's on the, you know, in Nunes, ironically, it was Nunes who scores, but Danns is on the pitch. He throws him on very late against Luton, I think, as well. He brought him on a couple of times. Again, you go back to the Chelsea final. Yeah, is he a viable first team option now for Liverpool, at least off the bench?
Absolutely, because he's proved it already that he can mix it in with the big boys on the biggest stages, you know, at Wembley and stuff like that. So for me, definitely, I think, you know, when you look at the Lille game next week, if we can box that game off, then it gives us a little bit of a break in that last game. That could be an option for him as well. You know, he could play some minutes there in the Champions League and give him that experience as well, because I tell you what, doesn't have to, you some good that if you're playing those types of games.
There's an element here as well with, like, I've seen a few people sort of murmurs, like, this Accrington team, it gave a lot of young players like a chance in the squad. Obviously Rio for one, Dan's coming on, McConnell. There's an element of, if one of them kick on, he will be like a new signing after January. You know what I mean? Could that be him? It's just the minutes. That's the only issue, the minutes.
Yeah, but I think because we're halfway through the season now, I don't think him going out on loan will do him any good, because he'll want to stay.
He'll be a bit disjointed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think he'll want to stick around because he knows he's a big Liverpool fan anyway. So he'll want to stick around and be in the mix of what's going on. And, you know, you want to be around the club when it's possibly going to win something big. So, you know, fingers crossed that still happens. And I think that if the season pans out the way we want it to, then at the end of the summer, he gets his move, he has a loan, and then that's where his development can really start. Because like Steve said, he's 18.
There's
loads of time.
It's interesting, we spoke earlier about Robbie Fowler, speaking about Darwin Nunes. He was full of praise, actually, Jay, for Jayden Danns. He actually mentions Nunes in the praise of Jayden. Darwin caught a couple of strays from Robbie Fowler, but he said, I think Nunes can actually learn something from him, and the fact he wants to get in the box and score. Sometimes Nunes will play it. Sometimes Nunes will get the ball, play it, and then sort of hang back a bit. Danns has that appetite and desire to get in the box. He knows something might just happen, and it often does. He got himself another goal in front of the Kop. Like, that's Robbie Fowler speaking about him, and I think that's the thing I've noticed most about Danns. His desire to score. He wants to be in the box. He wants to be in and around it. I don't think it's a fluke that he scored 3 penalty box goals for Liverpool. No. You can tell he's got that goal scorer's appetite, can't you?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. And if you come out of the change room and then you check your phone and you say, "Oh, Robbie Fowler's complimenting me," I think I'd be done, me.
Yeah,
I think that's my I'll retire now, thanks. You know, but if one of the greatest is giving you those types of compliments, who knows a lot about goal scoring, then yeah, I think it's safe to say you've got one hell of a career.
So we're all keeping him around.
We're keeping him around. I'm giving him a loan next year, absolutely, because I think it'll do him the world of good, like it did Harvey Elliott, I think, and Conor Bradley especially. You definitely give him a loan next year, but you keep him around now because we need him.
I think there's an element in that loan is like loaning out in January. You're not going to get a system, and it might take you a month or two to fit someone else's system, because no one's going to play exactly the same as us. It's really going to be hard, and you're sort of like square piece round hole. You're not quite fitting the system. You don't quite understand it. A full summer and then a year. That's going to be all you need for your development.
Like Lewis Kumas is doing that at Stoke now.
Exactly.
Ben Doak's having a good loan. I think I tend to agree with you. Keep him around. I know, Arne, you said that you're not sure what you're going to do. the Redmen panel have spoken. Keep Jayden Danns for the rest of the season. We might just need them, and there might be more moments of Scouse magic coming from him as well.